Hey, so to add a React component, you need to put the file inside source design system. So you make a new folder here, whatever that is. So this is say like a, I don't know, slider, right? So we make a new folder called slider. Then within that, you add a new file called react.js. Then here you can add a React component. So, you know, say we do this. That's it, right? That's the React component in there. Now the alternative that you can have is to say, well, I have some package on npm, so I don't know, say, you know, it's like the slider from, you know, some slider, right? This is a package on npm or whatever. So then what you do is you can say you import it and you export it. That's one way. Now that's if you want to use it with whatever props it has, but say this component is not ready to be used as it is, you need a few more things. So what you could do is what I would do is I would name this here like that, because this is the original component, so this has to have a different name. And what I would do here is then something like this. So in here you will need your props. You probably will deconstruct it. This is actually the equivalent of just exporting the slider component that I did before. The difference is that you are making two components, so exporting it is better. It's like as if nothing happened. And then if you need to change the prop, say this slider takes an object, right, that is like a range, maybe takes you know, max and a min, right? So, you know, in views we don't have objects, so we would, you know, have, when you go look at the use of this, you would say slider, and this would be min 1, max, you know, 2, right? So imagine that this takes like range, the you know, component from the internet takes a range prop that needs to be an object, so you can make an object like that because you pass in the props. Now here we are passing more props, you could say, because we are passing min and max as the base. So you could remove that and just be specific, right? So here then you can just say, well, I'm going to pass any props that it needs. So if it takes, like, say, takes a background color, right? Generally they take it on something like a style. So you go and do background color, props, background color, right? So it depends, and these props, this depends on the component. Sometimes you don't need anything, you know, then that's when you can do, say, you know, the API is already min max, you can just do this, which is really the equivalent of doing min, props min, max, props max, with the difference that, you know, you don't need to specify them all. It's better to specify them all, but sometimes it's a pain in the ass, so you can just, you know, go on that way, and that's enough. But then the use is always like that, you know, slider. And why slider? Because that's the name of the folder, right? So it's pinned down again to a folder. This component can be named whatever you want. You can't repeat the name, so this could not be called a slider because the import is slider. So if the slider would be like, you know, the React slider, then that's fine. So, but these names are somewhat irrelevant, you could say. Well, they matter. React will show them on tree of components. It's not the most important. It's mostly for like an internal thing, right? So yeah, generally what I do is I call them after the name of the library here. So if this is like the internal component, I'll probably say some slider, you know, and then some slider, and that's it. And of course then you need to yarn add this package so it actually works.